The main character in our story is a good girl. She has no formal training in software engineering. She's never been contributing to an open source project. But of course, she once tried to eat a USB cable. Say hello to Momo. And with a little help from Claude, she helped build a video game. Fabulous, which is delightful and also very disturbing. Because if a dog with no context can ship something, what exactly is standing between a few engineers with context and the complete demolition of legacy systems? To help me unveil this and a lot more, I'm joined as always by my partner in crime, Mr. Mohit Pandey, our tech journalist, who is also right now in as much shock as I am with this moment.
Yep.
This is a wow moment.
Yeah, I'm not Momo, by the way. Someone might call me Momo as well. But yeah, this is absolutely amazing. If you look at the video, I think a dog typing on a keyboard and making games. I mean, it's completely wow moment.
It's fabulous, no?
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that, Mohit, that the keyboard is obviously, I mean, for everyone to understand in terms of the viewers who are watching, the keyboard is assisting the dog in terms of the fact that it is a specially made keyboard for the dog to understand what it's doing in terms of that.
So
and treats, right? It's getting treats?
It's like reinforcement learning in real time, not just AI. Like you're So I think I'll give you the story, what actually happened. Caleb Leak, he was working at Meta in the Oculus team. So Oculus is basically about AR, VR systems, I think, if I'm right. And he was laid off in January. So obviously you don't have, I mean, you have a lot of AI tools available for you. You can use a lot of things, you can build a lot of things.
And you don't have work.
Yeah, yeah.
So you train your dog.
So he trained his dog. And so he started giving him treats. And as soon as the dog saw that I am getting treats just for typing on the keyboard, or just padding on the keyboard, he started doing that a lot. And the tech behind it, I think we'll obviously cover that more, but it's like, even if a dog is typing, it would be like random words, right?
Yeah.
Even that Claude code was able to understand and still make games. So that is something very, I don't know, it's scary at the same time.
It's fascinating.
Fascinating and scary.
Yeah.
Like even if the dog didn't have an intent to make a game, how did Claude code understand?
Was it that it was already given that entire context by Caleb that already, maybe let's say, wants to make a video game or it does want to make a website, for example?
I think Caleb must have given something on the back end of it, and whatever the dog was typing, whatever it was generating, the back end understood according to itself,
right?
Like what the dog is trying to say. So maybe there's some cryptic messaging over there, something. It was able to decipher something.
These are the things, I mean, I know you and I are technically brilliant, but but the fact that we obviously have to bring in the expert and the right person, of course, to do it is Sachin Tripathi. Sachin Tripathi is, of course, ladies and gentlemen, our manager AI research, a man who is well in the thick of things all the time and can decipher a lot of the things that we basic humans don't seem to understand. Sachin, a big welcome to you on front page. Do you believe that we've reached a point where it's a dog-eat-dog world now?
Yeah, it's kind of a wow moment. Actually, it's good. And we'll see from here on how it goes forward.
Okay, so if you were listening to both Mohit and I, you know what the context is. Essentially, now we want to get into the technicality of it all. So the first thought that we have, both Mohit and I thought about this, which was how structured output emerges from unstructured. And while you're processing that, another follow-up that we have for you is why context has become more important or valuable than syntax.
So to answer your first question, it's a very simple logic actually. So what happens is that your unstructured text, whatever you pass, there are several different algorithms and mechanisms. And LLMs is one very good thing where you can put your unstructured text and it can convert it into structuring via JSON, which is something which is happening. Okay, since last 2.5 years, 3 years, we are looking at it. And even before that, natural language processing, named entity recognition, OCR, optical character recognition, a lot of things are there which actually assist and help us in converting the unstructured text to a structured text, key value pair based in that sense. So that is something very common now, and it's very easy also since the advent of LLMs, transformer models, and it is happening. To answer your second question, the thing that you started off with, Momo. So it's a good event which has happened. Actually, it's a kind of a wow moment actually. But if you look at it from a technical perspective, it's something very straightforward and very easy. So, as Mohit has already spoken about the specially developed keyboard, what happens is that obviously you don't want your dog to type and in the meantime perform some sort of keyboard shortcuts which may minimize the screen or terminate the
Right.
complete application, etc. So the special keyboard which we are speaking of, a dog keyboard, is only having alphabets, special characters, and numbers. It's not having control or say Windows or command option for that matter, escape key for that matter. And the idea is pretty straightforward, Sudhi, if you look at it. You also spoke to Mohit, that is something which Caleb has done at the back end. So
Yeah.
what happens is that LLMs operate on something known as context. And this is going to give you the answer to your second question as well. So what happens is you need to provide ample amount of background information for LLM to understand the entire scenery as to what is happening and what the user is asking and what should be my approach in terms of delivering that sort of response. Whether it is the output, whether it is the fundamental thing which I have to look into, etc., etc.
Yep.
So what Caleb did, he created a prompt. He created a system prompt where he coded this in Claude that I am a video game designer and I'll communicate with you in some gibberish format.
Right.
Some sentences, some characters which are nonsensical in a manner that will not make any sense.
Please don't say that aloud. Momo might feel bad.
So now what happens is, and he specifically instructed Claude to decipher it.
Oh, okay.
He, in his system prompt, he has mentioned that I'll just mash the keyboard and whatever characters are coming, you have to think of it as a complete, not random sequence. And these are all secret cryptic commands. You have to decipher it as per your ability, as per your knowledge. And he has also assigned a persona to Claude, that you are a brilliant AI game developer.
Ah, okay.
So you see, this sort of context is already fed in Claude. That whatever I'm typing, it's all gibberish, but it is not random. You are a brilliant AI game developer who can understand my cryptic language. No matter whatever thing I type, whatever I provide, you have to interpret it, you have to decipher it into something meaningful through which you can ideate and then obviously create the game.
So,
Nice.
so Sachin, does it mean that it's not the dog that is making the game? It's actually Claude code.
Yes.
Okay.
So the dog, see, the dog is giving the input. Your input matters, but how your input will be interpreted, how your input will be taken into proper understanding and what has to be done after that, this all is being fed beforehand, which is coming in the form of context.
So is it more like a placebo effect for the fact that, thank you so much both of you to have clarified that the dog did not make the video game because you were all lost. No, but tell me this on a serious note, was it a placebo effect for the fact that, and it's brilliant in terms of Claude, like you mentioned, and also I remember Mohit when you and I and Sachin were talking about it. Please give us context of that cipher and decipher. That was, I thought it was very. It's a wonderful story and it's an educational story for a lot of the people. But please do it in short.
Yeah. So the idea primarily comes from the times of Julius Caesar. He was the one who invented this technique in terms of substitution cipher. We call it as cipher, Caesar cipher.
Right.
So what happens is you just replace your words with some numbers or some characters. You substitute it. And whatever you have done, you provide a key to the next person who you are sending that ciphertext. And based on that key, he will decipher it. So for example, A is replaced with 1,
Got
B
it.
with 2. Now, if I am sending something to Sudhi, I say 1, 2, 3. The Sudhi will immediately understand, okay, he's telling me ABC.
Fair.
That is a simple cipher substitution here, which is happening. Caesar cipher.
Wonderful.
Now,
We also have our own cipher, which is India's biggest and oldest AI summit. Just thought I'll tell you. Yeah.
yes, all in all, see, it's a very good thing that Dog is able to create a app for non-technical people to understand it and come in this scenario of AI that yes, you can build something.
Yep.
It's something that will give you that motivation, that push. That if a dog is able to do, why not me? And I can build much more better things with vibe coding
Sure.
at the end of the day. So if you're looking from that perspective, it's a very good thing. And if you're going it through technical, which I have explained you,
Yeah.
that is also something very important. So you see, like what is happening now, it is something extraordinary.
It truly
And
is.
we get to see a lot of things in the upcoming days also, that a lot of things will happen. So this sort of moment is something very extraordinary. Even a
Oh, yeah.
normal person can understand that yes, LLM is there, and when a dog can do it, the importance of context, obviously,
Yeah.
they understand. Why not me? So just
Yeah,
get your hands dirty.
My
That's
God.
it.
That's a wonderful message. Thank you so much, Sachin, for explaining the entire thing to us, for us to absorb it so well. Of course, wishing you all of the best as always. And Momo says bye-bye as well.
Thank you. Thank you to both of you. Thank you
Thank you,
so
Sachin.
much. Thank you.
But it's amazing, right, Mohit, the points that Sachin made. It's always such a pleasure speaking with him. The man is an ocean of knowledge. But one thing which kind of stood out for me, I don't know if it did for you as well, which means pretty much the legacy systems then, Mohit,
Yeah.
are looking at a severe assault.
Yeah.
I mean, they're done and dusted. Or is it too early to say that?
It's a little too early to say that, but at the same time, the market reacted, I think, just recently.
Correct.
I think IBM stocks fell by 13% just because of Claude Code. And now, finally, a dog is able to code. Maybe that is like a wake-up call for everyone. Like, I mean, IBM, I think IBM later clarified this is not just the only thing that we do, like COBOL modernization.
Just the fact that, now that they are needing to come out into the public and make these kind of statements
Yeah.
is definitely a wake-up call. Yeah.
It's definitely concerning, and I think now I have never written code in my life, and now the dog is like giving me a signal like you should
I'm
also start
inspired.
writing. Yeah, I'm finally a dog woke us up. But yeah, I think even so, it is a very big thing that is happening because if anyone can maybe generate code, or like Anthropic said that COBOL modernization is now very easy. You can just do it on Claude Code.
True.
And, so that.
But then
Yeah.
there is that always that lingering doubt, right? Which is always that human psychosis, fear, etc. That you've been using this for the last maybe 7 decades of sorts.
Yeah.
And something like this and a new technology, I don't think is the right time for us to do it. How would you like to answer that? ठीक है, it's good.
Yeah.
Things are moving in that direction. But do you feel that the other side also saying that wait a minute, be cautious in terms of what you're doing?
I think exactly that is what is happening because if you look at COBOL, for example, specifically, it was something that was, I think, created in 1961
Yeah,
or something. So, and people, the number of people who know that language has always, like, it's very less now because people who used to work on these systems are not working. So, I think with Claude able to modernize that language, it's a good thing as well because now we can create new things with modernized COBOL.
I agree.
For example, yeah.
I mean, the so-called, call it the so-called vaults have kind of opened up.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's important in a big way. And I think that's the message that Anthropic is sending out there.
Yeah.
That let it not be just siloed technology. Let's actually try to open it up to as many people as possible.
Yeah, and COBOL is mostly used in these financial institutions.
Absolutely, the
and all
banking
these
sector.
things.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very good thing that these things might also open up. And we can maybe make new innovations on top of it using Claude Code and vibe coding tools.
But do you feel that this sort of an experiment that Caleb did, by the way, Caleb, if he's watching right now, then kudos to you. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a good thing that you lost your job, but I'll leave it at that. Yeah. But what is your final understanding as far as this sort of a thing is? Is it just too much of a little tricky thing? Is it just one of those little okay, fine, let's have some fun kind of a deal, or is it something that we really need to start to now wonder about?
I think it's both at the same time. I don't think it's like one of a deal because we've spoken about like neural. I think if you look at the Neuralink example, I think Sachin was also talking about it earlier, that is also something very similar to what this dog did. Because basically Claude Code was deciphering whatever he said. So now even if I just mash a keyboard and it is able to generate a game out of it, what exactly does it mean for anyone who's learning to code?
And who's going in with context?
Who's going in with I just want to make a game, I'll just press ASDF and the game is created. That I don't know, that's a very big shift that is, I think it's happening right in front
And
of
it's not just limited to games here, Mohit.
Yeah.
It's now expanding to like the banking sector, which is one of the most safeguarded sectors ever.
So I think it's going to change a lot of things, and we are obviously going to see that, because apart from IBM, Claude Code also had an impact on recent Indian IT stocks as well. Because for them as well, modernization is a very big thing. So even their shares fell by 6%, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. So I think, and I don't know, how is Anthropic able to pull this off? I mean,
that has just left me completely like
befuddled. It's like Anthropic just wakes up one day and chooses violence, and now stocks are falling.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well
so I think, I mean, that's what I would say, and I'm going to start using Claude Code more. I mean, Momo has
done what Momo had to do.
Yeah.
Fabulous. As always, Mohit, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we feel at Front Page, which is that if a dog with a little help from Claude can produce working software, then perhaps the question isn't whether legacy systems endure, but how long before someone else gets the treat. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page by the AIM Network. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think Momo, think AIM.